What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the stream. You already know it's your boy Dennis Nderitu live at Nderitu Basketball HQ. Yeah, man, I'm excited, and let me just run down to a couple of games. And before I do that, I just want to say well done to the Philadelphia 76ers and the city of Philadelphia for being able to beat the Wizards in the first round. Although they were supposed to finish them off in a sweep, but they finished them off in 5 games. Well done to the Atlanta Hawks. The last time I saw them in the playoffs was in 2017. But they came in, Trae Young with the Hawks, beat the Knicks in 5. Actually, I expected the Knicks to go down with a fight, but hey, them Knicks, didn't have the like the grit and grind that the same way the Hawks did. So well done to the Hawks. And yeah, man, the Memphis versus Jazz. Well done to the city of Utah and the Utah Jazz. Rudy Gobert, Donovan Mitchell, Mike Conley took care of the Memphis Grizzlies in 5 games. Actually, the funny thing is, I actually expect this series to go to at least 6 to 7 games. But the Memphis Grizzlies, grit and grind. I mean, they have an opportunity to get back at it next year and try to get the same place they were. But yeah, man, that's that. And we also have the Dallas Mavericks versus the Clippers. Oh my God! I mean, I never saw this coming. Actually, I was rooting for the Clippers to win at least Game 5, but the Dallas Mavericks pulled away with the win with 105, and Luka Doncic just did some Don shit, if I may say that, because the game ended, the Mavericks were on top, and without further ado, let's get active and let's get into it. So we've got the Dallas Mavericks. So let me just start from the beginning. We've got the Philadelphia 76ers versus the Washington Wizards. So the Philadelphia 76ers won that game 129 to 112. It was a pretty good game to watch. I actually watched it. I mean, the time zones that where I'm at, I mean, these games happen like so early in the morning. I mean, it's pretty hard to like follow through the whole game because that time my head is like heavy. But I make sure that I watch the games right now. I'm about to be sleep deprived, but hey, it's all for the love of the game. So I love the game, and I can never say anything bad about it. And I'm glad to be a part of the NBA, be in covering it because I love the sport. But without further ado, let's get to it. So the Washington Wizards and the Philadelphia 76ers, in the first quarter, they matched up in points. They had 29 points. This game was pretty neck and neck, especially the first half, because the game was pretty close. And the Washington Wizards had 34 points in the second quarter, and the Philadelphia 76ers had 36 points. So it was a pretty neck and neck game. I mean, both teams are not letting each other's holes serve easily, but in the third quarter, it's when the Philadelphia 76ers started to pull away and make that lead to be like a 10-point lead. But in the fourth quarter, the Washington Wizards just froze, and Philadelphia 76ers pulled away, having a total score of 129 to 112. So Bradley Beal was the leading scorer of the Wizards. He got 32 points. Russell Westbrook had 8 rebounds. He led the Wizards in boards with 8 boards. Russell Westbrook again led the Wizards in the assist department. He had 10 assists. Delian Gafford, he had 2 steals. Delian Gafford had 2 blocks as well. So yeah, man, the Wizards, they put up a fight, but it wasn't enough. Then we got Seth Curry. He led in scoring for the Sixers with 30 points. He actually broke out in this game. Actually, his performance was pretty good. Ben Simmons led in the rebounds department with 10 boards, and he also racked up 10 assists. Ben Simmons, playmaking guard, can't shoot, but hey, he makes it up in the rebounds and assists. So that's what matters. Tobias Harris, yeah, man, 3 steals, and Dwight Howard in his old the 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, holding down the block pretty well. He got 3 blocks, and without further ado, man, let me just go to the team comparisons real quick to see what these guys produced on the court. So the Philadelphia 76ers, They shot 51% from the field, 33% from three, and 79% from free throw line. So, yeah, man, I mean, their field goal percentage is pretty good. At least they were average. They at least hit 50% of their shots they went in. From three, they're a little bit below average, but I expect them to at least be able to shoot at least 45 to 47% from three. Also, I can pull away from all these other teams when they're playing. In the assist department, the Philadelphia 76ers led in that stat, 28 assists. They out rebounded the Washington Wizards, but only two rebounds. They had 40 boards. I mean, they led in the steals department and the blocks department. Defense wins championships, and defense makes the playoffs. So if you're able to defend the team pretty well, you have high chances of making it. You're making it deep in the playoffs. So that's what they did. So let me just okay. So let me just check out the attendance. So in attendance for this game, we had 15,523 fans in the arena, which is pretty good. The officials were Ed Malloy, Josh Tiven, and Trey Maddox. Let me just go to the box score real quick. Start with the winners and the Washington Wizards. So Ben Simmons played 39 minutes. He scored 19 points, 10 rebounds, 11 assists. That's a triple-double. He had one steal, two blocks, shot 63% from the field and 62% from the free throw line. I feel like the Hacker Simmons mode is going to be a letdown because late in the game, Simmons can be fouled and the other team knows he can't make a free throw. So he should improve his free throws because that's really hurting the team, especially late in the games. Them clutch free throws, when the teams enter a Hacker Simmons mode, it's going to be difficult for them. Then we got Tobias Harris. He played 36 minutes. He got 28 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, and a block. I mean, just completely took over the game his own way. Shot 52% from the field, 40% from three, 80% from free throw line. I mean, this guy is pretty good. I mean, he should be playing like this consistently. This is the type of numbers that he needs to produce consistently so they can be able to like get into the next level. So, I mean, that's what's up, right? Then we got Seth Curry. He played 30 minutes and he scored 30 points, 2 assists. I mean, he just made sure he led in the scoring department. He shot 58% from the field, 50% from three, 100% from free throw line. Yeah, man, he had a plus minus of plus 11. Tobias Harris had a plus minus of plus 11, and Ben Simmons had a plus minus of plus 17. So, see, these guys are pretty good. And yeah, I mean, we got Matisse Thybulle. He had 7 points, 60% shooting. I mean, there's Danny Green, 29 minutes played, 5 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 28% from the field, 20% from three. This guy needs to keep knocking down. He has to improve in his shot because he needs to work on his shot if the Sixers want to have a chance in beating the Atlanta Hawks in the next round. So, yeah, man, let's go to the Washington Wizards. Washington Wizards, we got Rui Hachimura. He played 42 minutes, 21 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, shot 61% from the field, 33% from three, 80% from free throw line. But he has a plus minus of negative 15, which is not good at all. We got Bradley Beal, the leading scorer, 32 points. He played 39 minutes, 32 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, shot 43% from the field, 28% from three, and 100% from free throw line. But it was pretty cold in this game, I feel. It was pretty inefficient. And he had a plus minus of minus 14. Russell Westbrook, especially in the fourth quarter, these guys just, especially in the second half, these Wizards just imploded and the Sixers ran away with it. So we got Russell Westbrook, 37 minutes, 24 points, 8 rebounds, 10 assists. So Russell Westbrook was only 2 rebounds shy from a triple-double. You know he's notorious with them triple-doubles. But he shot 35% from the field, 40% from three, 80% from free throw line. He had a plus minus of minus 21. I mean, these guys, man, these Wizards, they just need to work on a lot of things. So they can be able to contend. But as for right now, too little, too late. I'm sorry, Wizards. Go home to Cancun, and let the real contenders fight for it. So going to the next series, we got the Atlanta Hawks versus the Knicks. So the Atlanta Hawks beat the Knicks in five, and yeah, man, let's get into it. So we got the Atlanta Hawks and the New York Knicks in the first quarter. They're both neck and neck. They were holding serve pretty well, but in the second quarter, that's when the Atlanta Hawks started pulling away. They came off with the lead in the first half, but in the second half, I feel the Atlanta Hawks just pulled away with this game. They In the third quarter, the Atlanta Hawks had 22 points. New York Knicks had 15 points. So a relatively close game, but Trae Young and the Hawks, man, they just put their foot on the Knicks' necks and they won this game 103-89. Leading the Atlanta Hawks led in the fourth quarter 29 points. New York Knicks 27 points. But yeah, man, if it's a time, it's your time. If it's the time for the Hawks to reign supreme, let it be because they're the future and they're proving it every single day that nobody can silence them. Trae Young, Ice Trey, Treyway, whatever you want to call him. He got the city of Atlanta on his back, and he's not gonna let them lose, especially in the first round. So kudos to him. So in the game leads got Trae Young, 36 points. Clint Capella he pulled down 15 boards. Trae Young 9 assists. Bogdan Bogdanovic two steals, and Clint Capella 2 blocks. You know, Clint Capella has to stay on the low block, make sure to protect the rim, grab them boards, and block them shots. So he's pretty elite at that. So in the Knicks, the game leader, Julius Randle, he was only held to 23 points. Julius Randle again had 13 assists, had 13 rebounds. Excuse me, he had 13 boards. R.J. Barrett, he had five. He had 5 assists. Taj Gibson 2 steals and Reggie Bullock a block. So, without further ado, man, let's just get into it real quick. We've got the Atlanta Hawks. They shot 42% from the field, 26% from three, and 76% from the free throw line. I mean, these guys, the Atlanta Hawks are pretty cold from three, but hey, they're able to pull away with the win, and that's what matters. So the Atlanta Hawks racked up 17 assists, 48 total rebounds. They out-rebounded the Knicks. And the Atlanta Hawks, man, the steals department, they had 7 steals. They led the Knicks in 2 steals. They had more blocks than the Knicks. They had 8 blocks, and yeah, man, I think that's what tipped the defense that the Atlanta Hawks just played in the small possessions and smart looks that they got, made them get over the hump. So yeah, that's what's up. So you got the Knicks. They shot 37% from the field, 40% from three, and 83% from free throw line. In the free throw line, they shot it well. They shot it well, but the Hawks had the edge over them. So that's what made the lead to balloon, especially in the fourth quarter. In the assist department, they racked up 19 assists. They had 45 rebounds. Yeah, man. I mean, they had 4 blocks. The turnovers really hurt them a lot. The Knicks had 16 turnovers to the Hawks 11, but the Atlanta Hawks capitalized on the points of turnovers because they had 18 points of turnovers while the Knicks had only 12. So yeah, and the Knicks made so many fouls, so that really stifled the defense and made the Hawks capitalize on it. And yeah, man, that's what's up. So we start with the Atlanta Hawks. We got Trae Young. He played 41 minutes, 36 points, 4 rebounds, 9 assists, 2 steals. Shot 35% from the field, 20% from three, 86% from the free throw line. He had a plus minus of plus 16. We got Clint Capella, the double machine, 14 points, 15 rebounds, 85% from the field, 100% from the free throw line. I mean, he's a plus minus of a plus 21. You got John Collins, another guy, 35 minutes played, 13 points, 7 rebounds, 1 block, 55% shooting from the field, 25% from three, 66% from the free throw line. He had plus minus of a plus 13, which is pretty good. Got Bogdanovic. He played 34 minutes, 9 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, a block. He just took over the game in his own unorthodox way. He shot 34% from the field and 40 14%. Oh, excuse me, 14% from three. So yeah, he just did what he had to do. Then we got DeAndre Hunter. He played 34 minutes, 15 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block, 1 steal. Shot 54% from the field, 100% from three. He made all his threes. He only had 1 3, so yeah, he made it. And 50% from the line. He needs to shoot better in the line, especially a guy like John Collins. They're gonna send him to the line, so he's gotta make them shots. And yeah, man, the New York Knicks, not a good outing for them because they lost. But Julius Randle, 23 points on 37 minutes played, 23 points, 13 assists, 3 steals, shot 30% from the field, 31% from three, and 100% from the free throw line. But yeah, he has a minus in the plus minus. He had a minus 14, which is not pretty good. And yeah, man, I'm not gonna go through the Knicks because they're already out. So yeah, man, let me just get to the other series. So in the next series, you got the Memphis Grizzlies versus the Utah Jazz. Okay, so the Utah Jazz won this game 126 to the Memphis Grizzlies 110. So without further ado, let's get into it real quick. So we got in the first quarter, the Utah Jazz came out of the gate and beat the Memphis Grizzlies by at least by 20 points. I mean, the Utah Jazz didn't come in to play. They came here to win a game and make sure that they eliminate the Memphis Grizzlies and put them out of their misery. So in the first quarter, it was a lopsided game. The Utah Jazz led by 20 points. In the second quarter, the Memphis Grizzlies tried to stop the bleeding, but it was too late. The damage already been done. And in the third quarter, the Memphis Grizzlies tried to cut the lead, but and I mean, it was a pretty mucky game. In the fourth quarter, the Memphis Grizzlies came out of the gate and tried to outscore the Utah Jazz, but it was too little, too late because the lead already ballooned. And good defense by Rudy Gobert, the offensive Donovan Mitchell. Yeah, those are the guys who made them win the game. So without further ado, let's get the game leaders. So we got Donovan Mitchell. He dropped a 30. He got 30 points. Rudy Gobert 15 rebounds. Donovan Mitchell had 10 assists. Royce O'Neal 4 steals. Rudy Gobert 3 blocks. So those are your top performers for your Utah Jazz. Who for the Memphis Grizzlies, Dylan Brooks got 27 points. Jaren Jackson Jr. 7 rebounds. Ja Morant 11 assists. Jonas Valanciunas 2 steals. Jaren Jackson Jr. again 3 blocks. I mean, without further ado, man, let me just get into the team comparison real quick so you can see what was going on with this Memphis and Jazz. So let me just start off with the Jazz. They shot 51% from the field, 38% from three, and 91% from the free throw line, which is pretty good, pretty respectable. Then we got the Jazz leading in the assist department with 27 assists. They out rebounded the Grizzlies by a lot of rebounds. Excuse me. So the Jazz have 51 rebounds, a lot of rebounds than the Memphis Grizzlies. Memphis Grizzlies only had like 39 boards, which was pretty bad for them. So this in the steals department, the Jazz led in that department with 10 steals. The Jazz have 5 blocks. I mean, these guys just out of the gate just came in and dominated the Memphis Grizzlies all the way from this first quarter. So even if the Memphis Grizzlies tried to put down a fight, I mean, the lead had already ballooned, and it was pretty difficult for them to recover at this point. Yeah, man. Sometimes when you have a bad game, you have a bad game. So the Memphis Grizzlies shot 46% from the field, 39% from three, and 88% from the free throw line. I mean, the Grizzlies from the first quarter, the way I saw that game, I was like, yo, I mean, 20 points, 20-point lead the first quarter by the Jazz. I mean, that was insane to me because I never saw it coming. No, I don't think anyone saw that coming. But the Grizzlies just showed off some fight. They had 23 assists, 39 boards. They got out rebounded. I mean, they had 7 steals, 6 blocks. They only led by 1 block. So I mean, they didn't protect the paint as much because Clint Capella was grabbing them boards left, right, and center. So yeah, I mean, it was a pretty, it's a pretty. I already knew the Jazz are gonna win this series, but I didn't expect them to at least win the series in at least 6 games. Because I was expecting the Memphis Grizzlies to show off some fight, but when you're a 1 seed like the Jazz, you don't waste time in the first round. You guys gotta put them out of their misery real quick. So that's what they did. So in attendance, we got 14,250 fans, and the officials of this game were Tony Brothers, Mark Davis, and Tyler Ford. So let me just get to the box score real quick. So let me just start off with the Utah Jazz. And we got Royce O'Neal, played 35 minutes, 17 points, 6 assists, 2 steals, 4 steals on the block. He shot 63% from the field and 42% from three. And he didn't go to the line, but he had a plus minus of a plus 23. You got Rudy Gobert. I feel he should win the Defensive Player of the Year because of these plays, man. He played 33 minutes. He had 23 points, 15 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 blocks. He recorded 3 blocks in this game. Shot 76% from the field, 75% from the free throw line. So you can see how they gave these guys pretty good. He had plus minus or plus 23. Got Bogdan Bogdanovic, excuse me. Played 31 minutes, 17 points, 8 assists, 4 steals, 4. Hey, let me just run down real quick. I'm going too fast. 17 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. Shot 42% from the field, 50% from three, and 100% from free throw line. So Bogdanovic, pretty good, pretty solid, man. Solid numbers, man. Then the man of the hour, Donovan Mitchell, 30 points, 6 rebounds, 10 assists, 1 steal. He shot 68% from the field and 62% from three, 100% from free throw line. Hit a plus minus or plus 30, which is pretty good for him. And Mike Conley didn't show up very much in this game. He only played 11 minutes. He had 7 points, 2 assists, 75% shooting, 100% from three. And yeah, man, he didn't play as much, but Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert, and Bogdan Bogdanovic got put that game on their backs, and they carried them to the win. And just an honorable mention, we got Jordan Clarkson coming off the bench, 24 points. He played 30 minutes, 24 points, 1 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. Shot 45% from the field, 25% from three, 100% from the free throw line. His performance was pretty respectable. And coming off the bench, I mean, he just did what he had to do. He just did what he needed to do. And that's your reigning sixth man of the year. So the Memphis Grizzlies, not much to say. Let me just look at Ja Morant's stats. He played 40 minutes, 27 points, 7 rebounds, 11 assists. Shot 50% from the field, 55% from three, and yeah, he had a plus minus from minus 19. Got Jaren Jackson Jr. He played 29 minutes, 15 points, 7 rebounds, 54% shooting from the field, 33% from 300% from free throw line. I mean, he had a plus minus of a minus 19, and yeah, I mean, let me just don't look at the Memphis Grizzlies as much because I mean they already lost. So the team that we're moving forward with, the Utah Jazz. Let's see how the Utah Jazz is gonna match up in the second round. I'm not sure who they're gonna be facing, but it's close. But I feel these Western Conference teams are not going down easy. They're fighting back in the first round. The first round for the East, teams are just falling down. They beaten five, a sweep, beaten five. I mean, in the first round of the East, it's like a cleanup. But in the West, these teams are really fighting. They're not down. They're gonna force this series to 7 games so that they can decide who's gonna win. So, yeah, man, that's the type of fight I like, and that's why I picked the Western Conference as my favorite conference to watch closely. So, because I'm a Lakers fan, as you know already. So, yeah, man. So, in the last game I'm gonna look at today, it's gonna be the Mavericks Dallas Mavericks versus the Jazz. The Dallas Mavericks lead this series 3-2. I was actually rooting for the Clippers to win this game, but it seems the Clippers and the Lakers are in the same predicament. The Lakers got beat by the Suns, and the Suns lead the series 3 games to 2. So that means if the Suns won game six, I mean the Lakers are knocked out in the first round. Same case to the the Clippers. Same thing, same thing applies for the Clippers because if they lose one more game to the a team like the Dallas Mavericks, they're knocked out in the first round, and we're not having that. I mean, so let me just run down this game real quick. So the Mavericks won this game 105 to 100. It was a pretty tight knit game, but Luka Doncic just had to put the teammates back and make sure he carried them to the win. So in the first quarter, as you can see, the Dallas Mavericks out of the gate, they had this in the scoreboard. They had 35 points. LA Clippers 28. And the Dallas Mavericks, okay, they were beat in the second quarter, but only 5 points. But it was a pretty close game in the first half. But in the second half, I feel that's when the Dallas Mavericks, especially in the third quarter, they pulled away and they made a soft lead that the Clippers weren't able to overcome it. And even if the Clippers did a small mini run, it wasn't able to upset the bleeding. But yeah, I mean the game was pretty close. The fourth quarter, the Dallas Mavericks were held to 16 points only, and the LA Clippers won the fourth quarter, but it wasn't enough to win the game. So I mean, Luka Doncic. Let me check out Luka Doncic because this guy, man, he's just doing some down shit. If you know what I mean, he's the truth, man. So Luka Doncic, 42 points, 8 rebounds, 14 assists. I mean, this guy's stat line is just ridiculous every time we watch a Mavs game. I mean, this guy's like he's playing chess while the other teams are playing checkers. I mean, you got Dorian Finney-Smith, 5 steals. Dorian Finney-Smith, 1 block. So real quick, let me check the clip of the top scorers. Paul George, playoff P, way off P, whatever you want to call him. Playoff P, whatever. I don't care at this point. He got beat in the matchup with Luka Doncic. Paul George was only held to 23 points. And Ivica Zubac, 11 rebounds. Paul George, 6 assists. Marcus Morris Sr. had 2 steals. Paul George had 3 blocks. Two-way player. But yeah, if you're guarding an offensive talent like Luka Doncic, you're not gonna need more of that. And and that's why the Mavs won that game. So Luka Doncic just you woke him up, and he's not gonna go down easy. Without further ado, let's check out the team comparisons for these two teams, real quick. So we got the Dallas Mavericks. They shot 41% from the field. Excuse me. 41% from the field, 38% from the three, and 89% from the free throw line. So out of the gate, you can see the Dallas Mavericks. They weren't here to play around. They made sure they picked their spots pretty well. And although they had a scoring slump in the third and fourth quarter, it didn't stop them from winning the game. So the Dallas Mavericks racked up 21 assists. They had 45 boards. They had 9 steals and 2 blocks. So they got outblocked by the Clippers. The Clippers had 10 blocks, but that didn't stop them from scoring anyway. So yeah, I mean, they did what they had to do. The Clippers, they shot 41% from the field, 36% from three, and 80% from the free throw line. I feel the Dallas Mavericks really capitalized on the free throws that they got. So it was not easy the it was not easy for them Dallas players to knock them free throws because they were getting into the line and knocking all them free throws down. They only missed a record of like 2 free throws, so they did what they had to do. So the Clippers racked up 25 assists. The Clippers have 47 rebounds and 5 steals, 10 blocks. I mean, they completely made sure they take care of the paint. Although the turnovers department, they really struggled. They had 12 turnovers to Dallas Mavericks 8, and In the points of turnovers, that's what the Dallas Mavericks capitalized. They had 11 points of turnovers. The Clippers only had 9, and I mean, both teams fouled pretty much in this game. The Clippers fouled 20. They had 20 fouls. The Dallas Mavericks had 23 fouls. So yeah, that's your game, man. In the attendance, we got 7,428 fans. The game officials of this game were Sean Corbin, Derek Collins, John Goble, James Williams. Without further ado, let me just get into them stats real quick. So we got Tim Hardaway Jr., 45 minutes played, 20 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steals. Shot 31% from the field, 30% from 3, and 100% from free throw line. I mean, this guy, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. The numbers not bad. So Luka Doncic dropped a 40 piece. He had 42 points, 8 rebounds, 14 assists. Luka Doncic was only 2 rebounds shy from a triple double. He had Luka Doncic 1 steal. Luka Doncic 45% from the field, 50% from 3, 66% from the free throw line. He needs to knock down majority of his threes, his trips to the free throw line, because we can't let Luka Doncic not like score in the free throw line. We don't want that at all. We got Darren Finney-Smith. He played 40 minutes, 8 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 5 steals, 1 block, and 22% shooting from the field, 33% from 3, 100% from the free throw line. Kristaps Porzingis, 29 minutes played, 8.6 rebounds. I mean, Kristaps Porzingis is he's pretty like silent in this game. I didn't like it at all. And even in this series, I just need to see this guy just break out, because it's like Luka Doncic is doing all the power, all the work inside there. And yeah, man, Kristaps Porzingis needs to step up. If he doesn't step up, it's gonna be pretty difficult for them to like be able to move past the Clippers if he doesn't show up. So let me just go to the Clippers real quick and just highlight what they did on the court. So you got Marcus Morris Sr., 42 minutes played, 16.7 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, shot 38% from the field, 50% from 3, 100% from free throw line, but he had a plus minus of minus 12. So I mean, Kawhi Leonard, 41 minutes played. He was pretty silent in this game. He didn't drop like a 40 piece, but yeah, Kawhi Leonard is that he's that guy. 20 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal. Shot 38% from the field, 14% from 3, 83% from the line. So we got playoff P, pandemic P, way off P, whatever you want to call him. 38 minutes played, 23 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists. Shot 46% from the field, 42% from 300% from free throw line. So he had plus 1 or plus 17. Actually, Paul George had a pretty good game. I mean, he didn't disappoint the way he's been disappointing, but I only trust Paul George if he can lead the Clippers to the finals, which I feel is a stronger possibility. It only depends on how the other bracket turns out. So if the Clippers make it to the conference finals, I'm not sure if they're gonna take it, but I'm not sure. I'm not betting. I'm not a Clippers fan, but I think it's a possibility that they can get to the finals, because I feel they can. They have the ability. So we've got Nick Batum, 33 minutes played, 10.7 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. Shot 42% from the field, 100% from free throw line. He had a plus minus of plus 18. Not bad. Then we got Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson, 28 minutes played, 20 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. Shot 43% from the field, 50% from 3, and he did what he had to do, and he had a plus 1 and a plus 4. So if these guys have if these guys want to be in the second round, they have to pull off 2 historic wins on the Dallas Mavericks, which I feel is going to be a tall ask, because the odds for the guys to win this series is on the Dallas Mavericks side. I don't think the Clippers. Okay, I like the Clippers, but hey, I'm not sure if they have the ability to offset the Mavericks at this point, because sometimes I feel the Mavericks have their number, and every time the Clippers fight back, it's sometimes it's futile. But hey, So that's gonna be it for me. I'm just gonna come in and be popping up really pretty random, especially deep in the playoffs. I'm gonna be dropping more live streams because I just want to interact with you guys real time and make sure that that we don't miss anything. I mean, everything. I'll be telling you everything and about the game and the stat sheet, what they're gonna do maybe. And yeah, man. That being said, man, I'm out. Peace.